Okay, good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Hope your week has started off well. I know mine has. So thank you all for coming along, and I apologize for the slightly delayed start. Hopefully everyone can hear me loud and clear. If I can just get someone to just type in the chat box if they can see me and hear me, that would be really great. Or just wait for a few others to come along. So thank you once again for all being here. Got some exciting training tonight. It's going to be a follow-on, the fifth and final part of this series. Certainly not the final of Free Tuesday training. That's going to continue, but definitely this series we've been doing on what we've been calling the attraction marketing formula. If you remember, in week one, we looked at finding and identifying our ideal prospects, and then we looked at where they hung out on social media, and what kept them up at night, what their main pain points were. So regardless of the niche industry that you're in, it was, we delved right in to figure out exactly who we were going to start our marketing programs towards, because if you're marketing to everyone, you're basically marketing to no one. So it's critical that from that first step that we got it right and found out exactly who we were looking to market to, and that's what we did in session one. Then in session two, we looked at creating a lead magnet or irresistible offer that we could present and offer to our target market in exchange for their contact information. So we wanted to create a very valuable piece of content that spoke directly to the pain point that we identified that in our target market that our product or service could solve for that target market. So the idea behind that is that we wanted to give them something of value in return for their contact information, so that we could then go about building a relationship with them and over time get them to know, like, and trust us and convert them into paying customers. So that was the whole idea behind that. So providing some value that they were willing to share their contact information for. So and again, we wanted to make it very appealing to them, so that they were thinking that, wow, I got this for free. Imagine what I'm going to get for any paid material. So that was the thinking behind what we did there. So after we created that lead magnet, the next thing we looked at doing was creating the actual capture page. And once we had created the capture page, this was where we set up a little website where the ideal prospects could enter their name, email, and possibly a phone number. Depends if we chose to do that. I recommend that we do, because even though you get a slightly lower opt-in rate, you still get a better quality lead, because if they're prepared to give up their phone number as well, they're going to be a higher quality lead. So once they opted in for that information in our capture page, they were taken through to a welcome page, and we went through and discussed the importance of having it all congruent, so that the prospects felt that they were in the right place at every step along the chain that they went. And that we looked at how we got in that process, we were able to supply them with the lead magnet they opted in for in the first place. So then after that, the next session, which was last week, we looked at how we were going to drive traffic to that capture page. And we looked at the various options, both paid and free options. And that was to get the right people coming to that capture page, so that they would want to opt in and give us the information that they required. So tonight, the fifth step is to start, once we've got those leads, how do we communicate with them and build that relationship with them over time and convert them into paying customers. So that's what we're going to address tonight. So it's all about the importance of following these sequences, because if we don't get one of the steps right, then it's not, we're not going to get the ideal end result, which is a paying customer. So it's critical that we do actually follow these steps and really think about the process that we're going through and taking our customer through, and making them feel really at home and comfortable, so that they can in turn, feel comfortable with us and want to start doing business with us. So thank you for letting me know that you can hear me loud and clear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually share my screen, and then we can go on and look at how we are going to start following up with our leads. So if you just bear with me 1 second, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and if I can just get someone to just let me know that you can see it all, that would be great. Great. Sorry about that delay there. Hopefully you can all see that now. And as I say, we're here on freetuesdaytraining.com, and we're about to learn how we go about following up with our leads. So let's get started. So as you know, that old cliche, the fortune's in the follow-up, and things don't become cliche if they're not true. It's a simple fact. People talk about it often enough, and that gets termed a cliche. So I'm just going to run through some stats about follow-up. Now, this is really amazing, when you think about it. So 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. So for the purposes of this training, we're going to call ourselves salespeople, because a lot of people are scared about this term. But at the end of the day, regardless of the type of business you're in, if a sale is not made, no money is changing hands, and you end up going broke. So it's as simple as that. So everyone is a salesperson, and doesn't matter whether you're in business. You'll see little children selling their parents on the idea that they want a cookie, for example, and they'll give you all the good reasons why they should get one. And they are some of the best salespeople around, because they are very persistent, and we can learn a lot from them. If we had the same tenacity as a toddler, we would be very successful in whatever endeavor we decided to follow. So 48% of people never follow up after the first. So if someone opts into your lead capture page, and 48% don't follow up. Staggering statistics. Then 25% of salespeople make a second contact. That's unbelievable. It's, I guess they would be great stats if you could teach toddlers these kind of this information, but not if you're trying to create a successful business. And then the last one, 12% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. And again, staggering statistics, especially when we look at these next ones, where 2% of sales are made on the first contact, when that's the majority of people, is that only make 1 contact. So no wonder people struggle in any business, because if you're not making contact with your leads, then how on earth do you hope to sell them? So sure, you're going to get the odd one that will deal with you and decide that this is exactly what they want on the first point of contact, but the majority of them don't. 3% of sales are made on the second contact, so it's again only a small increase in sales conversion with that extra contact. 5% on the third contact, so it's going up slowly. 10% on the fourth, so again, but we know not many people are going to make that fourth contact. And 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. Now, these stats are right. You can Google them yourself. It's just absolutely staggering. And if you really take that to heart, you can see how if you're not following up, well, it should encourage you to want to follow up, because at the end of the day, and we're going to cover this more in detail, that these people have opted in because they liked what they saw and they want to know and learn more. So, it's our duty or to actually follow up and help them. So I just want to look at the ways to follow up with leads. So we'll go through these and then we'll go back and go over them individually. So first of all is email autoresponder. So this is something that you set up, which is pre-written emails. So when they opt into that capture page, they'll receive an initial email, and then they'll get a sequence of emails that follow after that, normally a day apart, or however you want to set them up. But again, we'll go into that in more detail. The next one is by email broadcasts. And this is where you can write custom emails to your list. And again, there's reasons why you use these as opposed to your autoresponder emails. And again, we'll cover those shortly, and the reasons why you do that shortly. And then there's social media. You can use social media to follow up, because if someone's opted into your your capture page, you have their email. You can then take that email address and put it in the search bar on Facebook, for example, and then it'll bring up their profile if they've used that same email to create their Facebook page, and you can start connecting with them there and growing your relationship with them there. The next one is text messages, because if you've asked for their phone number and they give it to you, you can either use a text message if you don't want to phone them, or you might decide that after a number of phone calls, then you use the text message. But again, we'll go into more detail. So text, phone, and Skype. Now, Skype is a good one to ask for. They can actually type their Skype address into a bar on your capture page. If you remember when we looked at adding the different fields on the capture pages, when we covered creating the capture page, it's another great way, because people are a lot less cagey about providing their Skype contact information, as they'd much rather do that than give you their phone number. But at the end of the day, with Skype, it's just as good as a phone call. So it's a good thing to bear in mind, and a little tip there, to start getting better quality leads by asking for a Skype contact address, because as I say, you can they're virtually as good as a phone number, because you can actually talk to the people. Because at the end of the day, that's when you really make some headway, when you get a prospect on the phone and start having a real conversation. Because people talk about leads and prospects, but at the end of the day, they are people, real people with real issues, and our goal and desire should be to help those people, because that's what we're looking to do. We're going to give them, we're looking for a fair exchange of our value for their purchasing whatever we have to offer. So let's firstly look at email autoresponders. So they're ideal to start building a relationship with cold leads. So this is, for example, we create a capture page along the lines of the process that we went through in the previous trainings, and people opt into that because we drive targeted traffic to that capture page, but we really don't know them and they don't know us. So the purpose of the emails in the autoresponder is to start building a relationship with those people and getting them to know, like, and trust us. And we do that by providing more value. And again, once we get through these slides, I'll actually take you into my Aweber account and show you the type of thing that I mean. But ideally, these emails are going to be designed specifically to add value, offer them even more value than what they that they got from the initial opt-in, and just try and figure out where their head's at and how we can help them, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do, is to help all our leads, as many of them as we can possibly can. Now, this is when, as I say, this is set up automated, set up ahead of time, and you can schedule the delay of when they go out. You normally send out one as immediately as they opt in, and that's going to supply them with their lead magnet that they opted in for. And as mentioned on that training, we have it being emailed to them rather than just allowing them to get it on the welcome page after they opt in, because if they put in a fake email this way, they have to go back and supply a correct email, or otherwise they're not going to get the lead magnet that they opted in for. The other good thing about using an autoresponder is that you can monitor the open rates of each email in the sequence, and you can tweak them accordingly. So you normally find that the first one's going to get a lot higher open rate, and it sort of dwindles down as you go through the sequence. So it's Aweber is brilliant in showing you all these stats, and it's we'll run through that at the end of the slides. So just as we discussed earlier, it just allows you to continue to provide value, because you can offer them some more free information and trainings. For like me being in the home business industry, that's what I like to do. With each email, I like to offer some form of free training and some value that they can use. So I mean, you often hear this term value, and really all it is something that provides a solution to a pain point that your target market is experiencing. So that's what we mean by value. The next one is email broadcast. Now, this is after you've actually have a bit of a relationship with your audience. Now, this is where you get into list segmentation. So this is different. Although I do send my email broadcasts to people that opted into my cold lists, but the people that get my email broadcasts on some of my lists don't get those automated emails, because they're a different category. So for example, if people come into my blog, they won't get the same email sequence as to others that have just opted into a random capture page of mine promoting a certain deal, for example. So it's a really good way of personally communicating with people on your lists. So I've got a newsletter, so those people are on a separate list. And so when I'm talking to them, prospecting on Facebook, for example, I can say to someone, hey, look, I've got a really cool marketing newsletter. I'd love to share it with you if that appeals to you. And if they say yes, then I say, what's the best email for me to send that to me? And I put them onto that list, and they will get a welcome email, but that's the only pre-written one. After that, they only get an email that I write on a daily basis. So I write those emails in a way that the person receiving them feels like I'm addressing or emailing them personally. So it's a perfect way, to keeping your followers up to date with what's going on, new things that you're learning. So it's a way of sharing on a regular basis. If you do a blog post, for example, then I send that out because I know what I'm blogging about is going to be beneficial to my target market. So I will put that in my daily broadcast. The other things that I do is keep them informed of trainings, like free Tuesday training. We also have a Wednesday webinar that's every Wednesday. So again, I just keep everyone informed. So the point to keep in mind here is you want to provide value and not be pitching. You often find there'll be some people that the good way to actually just digress quickly here. A good way to learn about what emails are good and what are bad. Opt into people in your niche. Go on, some of the leaders in your niche. Go and opt into their newsletters or email. Whatever kind of opt-in pages they have on their websites, opt into them, and you see what you get in return, and it'll give you some idea of what appeals to you and what doesn't, and just guide your sequences around, what you think would work for you. And because normally what I like to do is, like, if I think it's pretty cool, then it's what I'll adopt something similar to send to my list, because I want to attract people that have similar values as me. But definitely don't want to be pitching. And by pitching, I mean, okay, buy my stuff, and that's not what we want to do. We want to provide value up front, and then by all means, on a blog post, you can have something for sale that's relevant or to the actual blog post itself. But the idea here is to always lead with value. And as I say, it's a great way to share content with your list. And by content, I mean your blog posts, videos, that type of thing. Just let people on your list know what's going on, and keep them informed. Because the idea that the whole reason I'm doing free Tuesday training is basically to pay it forward. So I'm sharing everything that I learn with people on my list, and it's, as I say, just a way to pay it forward. So, and what I mentioned earlier, it's I can't spell events, but yeah, the email broadcast is keeping everyone up to date with what's going on, new exciting trainings that are coming up, etc. Then there's also social media follow-up. You know, if you, as I mentioned earlier, you know, you can use emails to find prospects on Facebook and the like. But also, you've got to realize that if you put it, you know, any of your posts, so any social media posts that you're putting out there should be done on purpose. So they again should be to provide value. You can, you know, provide motivational quotes, that type of thing. But again, non-spammy, and you don't want to be trying to sell stuff there, but you want to encourage people to engage with you, because that should be the goal of social media, is to entertain, inform, and engage with your audience. So if you keep that in mind when you're creating your social media posts, that's going to really help you. And then when people like and comment on them, those people are basically saying that they, you know, they want to engage with you. And this is what we're talking about. Remember, from the outset, we're talking about attraction marketing. We're talking about attracting people to us, people that are after and like what we are doing. And, you know, they're telling you, hey, if they're liking your content on social media or commenting on it, that, hey, I like this stuff. So those are ideal people to follow up with, you know. So all you have to do is simply, you know, click on and see who's liked your content, and then just simply follow up with them. Say, hey, thanks so much for you know, liking that post. If there's ever anything I can do for you, please let me know. Something as simple as that. And again, not throw any, never, or what have we got going? Sorry about this, people. Oh, sorry about that. Looks like we got a bit of a bug in there. Hopefully everyone's back and can see me. Bit of a, so we're back now. Hopefully, sorry about that. Right, lost my train of thought there. Okay, so yes, so just going back to this, people, your content has attracted these people, so they want to hear from you. So you know, really keep that in mind. My slides have just got a bit messed up here, so just bear with me here a second. Sorry, people, just bear with me 1 second. Okay, we'll press on. So just getting back to that point about prospects who provide their phone numbers and their Skype contact details, they want to hear from you. So don't, you know, when you get those messages, get all nervous and weird about contacting them. They definitely want to hear from you. So by all means, go ahead and do that. Then oh, what's happening here? So it looks like my slides that thing's bugged my slides. So that was really the end of the slides anyway. So what I'm going to do now is take you over to, I'm going to stop sharing the screen and right, oh, it looks like it's working again now. So we, you know, getting the prospects on the phone and Skype is hands down the most powerful way to build relationships fast. So back in track now, people. So sorry about that. Now, yeah, the thing to remember when you do contact them, don't think you've got to sell them. The point, get them on the phone and find out how you can help them. And that's now, if you have that mindset, it's going to make it so much easier when you come to talk to them. You don't want to be with going there trying to close them. The whole idea is to simply find out where their head's at, because I'm sure you're going to have, no matter what niche you are, you're going to have a variety of solutions. So the trick is to get to the bottom of what they their main issue is, and how you can go about helping them and provide a solution to their most concerning need. And then what I normally do is that if I've tried phoning, say 3 times, and I just get a voicemail, for example, then I'll follow up with a text message. But some people may be a little nervous, don't want to get on the phone, and they want to use text message to start with. Hey, that's fine. Even if you can use a text message to set up a phone call or a Skype call, for example. If you know that way you've broken the ice, and that you might feel better about approaching them because they are actually expecting you to call. But as I say, the mere fact that they've put their contact details in the first place means that they want to actually hear from you. So now, as I say, we're going to I'm going to go into Aweber and show you how my autoresponders work. If you haven't got Aweber, I can strongly recommend it. You can go to aweber.com, and if you want to use this link, I'd be grateful. As I say, it's you can get the first, by going here, you can get the first month free. So that's aweber.com/?440458. And also, now I'm going to walk through and show you how to use a customer relationship manager that I use, and that's all part and parcel of that same tool that we use to build the capture page with, and that you can have a look at if you go to clivejeffrey.com/trial. You can do a $10 trial for the whole system, and you get 10 days to do the trial, and if it's not for you, you even get your $10 back. So it's absolutely risk-free. But as I say, I can thoroughly recommend this system, and I'll show you just how cool it is in a few moments. So what I'm going to do is stop sharing the screen and stop sharing, and there we are, back live. So sorry about that little bit of a glitch there. I'm not sure what happened there. It seems like some bug got in there, but I managed to get rid of that. So hopefully it didn't distract you too much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share the screen again, and I'm going to show you through my Aweber and also through to my CRM. But first we'll look at Aweber and how I set up those email autoresponder emails, and go through a bit of the discussion about those, and then we'll look at how we can use the CRM to follow up. But so bear with me here 1 second. So we are going there. Right, so hopefully there you can see my screen. What I'm going to do now is just take you through to Aweber, and so what I'm going to do is just show you the messages. If we go here, and I'll show you the follow-up series on this. This is for my for when people opt into my capture page that we went through, which was, if you remember from that previous training series where we went to, I showed you that sample funnel that I built, and it was clivejeffrey.com/sample. If you went to that, you could see the actual process that the funnel took you through. And once you actually opted in, you got this email here, which is the congratulations, your PDF download is on its way, is arrived in your email inbox. Then 1 day after that, you see I've scheduled one. It's just how your prospecting going, because that email, that training was all about prospecting. And then on Facebook, and then the third one, that on the third day they get one, which is offering them a Facebook advertising cheat sheet. And then on the fourth one was just like, are you on Instagram? Because again, it's a similar account, both being Instagram being owned by Facebook. It was a relevant one to do. But if you can see here, we can see on the first one we're getting a 55% open rate, and then they slowly drop down 26%, 23%. But once they've opted into that, they will then can go onto a different list because they've taken that extra step. So people that don't open these emails, you can identify them as well, and they can get a different sequence of emails, because the thing you want to do is to segment your list so that everyone is not just getting the same emails, because they might not be interested in them. So the idea of doing this is to try and decide and define who is interested in what, and make sure that we provide that to them. So these are people that, as I say, have gone through that specific funnel to get this training on how to prospect on Facebook. Let me just show you if I click on it, it should help me. Might bring it up here, and then we can actually have a look at the email. So yeah, there you go. That's the email that they get. They can click down there to download the file, and it just tells them that it's from me, and they can get their step-by-step action plan. Ask them to call me. So it's all the time. The whole idea is to build that trust factor. So we want people to really understand that I'm a real person and I'm here to help them, and it's all about building that relationship with them. So that's what it's all about. Now I'll take you and show you a different series of emails, and these are for people that come into my generic lists, if you like. And that one I'll just show you here. Now, when people subscribe on this list, they are very cold. They don't know me from anywhere. Whereas those other ones, they would have seen my face and everywhere along the capture page, and so that why they were on a separate list and got a separate email. Where these people now, they won't know me from from anywhere. They get a whole bunch of different emails, and this was actually got a sequence of 30 odd, I believe, from memory. 29. So they again follow a day apart. So these are people that they've opted in for a specific training. They have no idea who I am, and this is to slowly start building a relationship with them. They will also get sent my daily emails that I write personally, and that way I start introducing myself to them and start building that personal relationship with them, and again with the view to get them to know, like, and trust me and want to start doing business with me. So very, very cool tool to have an autoresponder. And I'll say Aweber is extremely easy to use. You can add images, you can add video, all kinds of different things. But that's another training. But I just wanted to show you how important it is, or how flexible it is that we can set up these email autoresponders. So what I'm going to do now is take you through and show you my CRM. And CRM, as I say, is client relationship management tool. It is again an extremely important tool, and this one in particular is really easy to use. If you look at the dashboard as we arrive, it tells you shows you the different leads that have come in, and it's a great way to manage and communicate and follow up with your prospects, and what this is all about. So if we go here and look at the actual prospect list, it's going to bring us through and show us all the different people on the actual list. You can do this one is really, really cool. And as I say, you can access this system if you go and do that trial, clivejeffrey.com/trial. You can have full access of this and have a good play around with it. There's full training videos, and if you watch those other first trainings where we built the capture page and everything like that. This is all related. So when people opt into the capture pages, it goes through to Aweber, and it also comes through into here. So what I can do with these, we can search under anything. If you just have remember the phone number or whatever, you can search with just the phone number. You can search under the name, or you can search for part of the email address. It's really, really flexible. And what I like a lot about this is you can assign tasks to each person that you're dealing with. Now these like tasks, for example, let's have a look at this guy here. If there's we can let's click on this button here, and we can just very quickly, as we're working through, if we wanted to say left a voice message, we can just click that, or we want to adjust the task or snooze it for one day or cancel the task altogether. But the beauty of it is that when I click on this individual, it brings up all my past interaction with them on the right hand side. So for example, if someone phones me back, I can see their phone number. I just type it in, calls them up, and I can see follow on exactly from where we last spoke, regardless of how long ago it was. I will have all that information right at my fingertips. If, for example, I wanted to send him an email, I can click on this number now to dial out. Now this is really cool. Now I just thought I quickly mention this. This is an app, and if you've got an Android phone, it's called Dial Monk, DIALMONK, and all that does is makes your phone numbers clickable on any phone number or anywhere on your computer. It makes it clickable. You've got to just sync it with your Android phone, and you click the number and it'll dial through your phone and you can talk to them. So if you're doing quick follow-ups, I just click on that, and again, as I say, if I left a voicemail, missed a call, whatever, wrong number, I can just quickly click those and it's there. If not, if I want to actually view the profile, it's going to take me there. It's got all his information. I can actually go through and add in all his social media, his blog address, all his other contacts if I've got them, and then just update those, and it'll all be there relevant for me. I've got all his phone numbers here, and when you having an interaction with each client, you can schedule tasks. So if I want to schedule something, we can just literally click on it, and then it'll we can choose the date that we want to do it, the time, and it'll have it all here. We can rate the conversation. If we think it was good, we can call it 5 or whatever, and then the system itself will actually rate them. So if you have a series of interactions, some are 2, some are 3, some are 5, it'll average them out. And then if we go back to our main prospect list, it'll bring up on the bottom, it's on the actual dashboard page, it'll bring up the highest rated prospects. So these are the highest prospects, so I need to call those ones first, and then also brings up the newest ones. It brings up all the labels and shows me which funnel that everyone came through. So again, I went through all those on earlier trainings. But it's just going back to the actual task list. I just want to show you, for example, if I want to do send an email to this guy, I just have to click on that. Then it's going to bring me here. There's a whole bunch of pre-written emails that I have that I can just click on, and then that will populate them. Alternatively, it'll have all the relevant links. This, for example, if he wants to join my business opportunity, for example, it brings it all up. It has these fields here where it's going to introduce their first name. It's going to have it'll have my name. So if I just look at a preview of the email, you can see there it's brought in his name. Welcome to the team, because that's what this email was all about. It's got my name in the end there, but it's very, very quick to go through. And when when you're hammering out, following up your leads, using a system like this is just really, really invaluable. It really just keeps track of everything. So I can thoroughly recommend it. It's an awesome tool, and as I say, there's training provided all along the way through it. So very, very powerful tool indeed. So really, if you're doing any kind of follow-up at all and want to have a serious business, then I can't recommend this tool highly enough. You know, it really just makes life so much easier. And as I say, it's all linked up with the full system, which is My Lead System Pro, and that allows us to build all the websites. It's got all the training we can possibly want, and as I say, got that CRM follow-up all in the one spot. So I'm just going to stop sharing here and bring you all back. Great. So hopefully that all made sense. You can see the power of following up, and especially when we look at those stats that we discussed earlier, it's very, very important that that we do actually follow up, because first of all, it makes us really stand out from the crowd. Not many people do follow up at all. So you often find when you call your leads, when they've given you their phone number, they actually even say, wow, I can't believe you actually phoned me back, because they're just so used to people not calling back. And it really differentiates you, as I say, because people are very skeptical about the internet. They really are so cautious. They feel that everything's a scam, and when they can actually talk to you live, it just builds that, and it takes your trust level to a whole different level altogether. It really can't be expressed enough, because the people really want to feel that they're going to be dealing with someone that is going to be there for the long haul. It's a real person, as I say, not just someone hiding behind a computer screen looking to scam them out of their hard-earned money. And I know the fact that you're on this webinar, that you're not like that. So I strongly recommend that you follow up. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out that system, clivejeffrey.com/trial. It's absolutely amazing. As I say, I literally run my whole business from that platform. I have a couple of different income streams that I use it for, and it's really, really cool to have it all in one spot. It's very adaptable. It doesn't matter what type of business you're promoting. You could be a real estate agent generating leads of house buyers and house sellers. Again, you can have the different lists for each one. You can set up different funnels, capture pages for each one, offer different value and lead magnets for each one, but you can do it all with this one system. And then it's got all the training to show you how to actually generate the traffic to those capture pages in the first place. So I can't recommend it highly enough. And the good news is too that if you do go ahead and take that trial, I'm here to help you every step of the way. My phone number is on all my stuff out there. It's just give it to you again. It's 904-392-1105. I'm happy to take any calls from anyone and help them or give them some further information that you feel that you may need. But go ahead, take that trial. It's a great system. There's live trainings on it through the week, every week, and it's been going. This platform has been around for over 8 years now, which is it's a huge amount of time on the internet for any kind of internet business, and it's going to be around for many, many years to come. And specifically in the home business niche, this system has generated more of the top leaders out there than any other system around. So as I say, can't talk highly enough about it. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and call it a wrap. Thank you very much for your time this evening. And as I say, I apologize for that little technical glitch we had there in the middle. But hey, these things come to test us, and hopefully it didn't interrupt your streaming too much and you were able to get some value from this. So thank you again, everyone. It doesn't look like we have any questions there. So I will call this a wrap, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday evening, where I'll announce the topic for next Tuesday. And if you have any questions through the week, by all means, reach out to me. Come and check me out on Facebook. All my social media handles are Clive Jeffrey. So Facebook, you just search Clive Jeffrey. Twitter, same thing, Clive Jeffrey. YouTube, Clive Jeffrey. So come and look me up. Ask me any questions that you might have, and I look forward to getting to know you and seeing how I can help you. So thanks again for watching the video, this webinar, And thank you, Robert. You're most welcome. Hopefully you've got some value, as I say, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week and keep on rocking. Thank you.